There's a hidden danger among us truck drivers, and the government is just waking up to this, and it's a conversation we can't ignore anymore. Here's a freight size question nobody wants to ask, and that's how many CDL holders are actually out there on our highways doing your kind of work but cannot communicate in any event or any emergency. We're talking about just flat out not knowing the language, not reading the signs, and winding up like August 12th. Folks, that's not just a safety concern, that's a time bomb on wheels. And today, we're getting into the numbers, the risks, and the reality. And trust me, it's not what the headlines are telling you. This kind of truth really makes the bureaucrats sweat, and it puts you and me right in the driver's seat of a conversation here on Truckin Headlines. Greetings to you, truck lovers and truth seekers from all over the United States of Truckin'. Boss Man here behind the golden TIB microphone. Once again, this is Truckin' Headlines, a conversation about trucking with critical thinking fueled by faith, sanctioned by God. We, every day, talk to you, you decide, and together, we are a collaborative think tank for advanced trucking journalism. Before we start, though, quick update. We just rolled out past 1,500 subscribers, and I can't thank you enough, honestly. My goal is simple, to make this channel the best place for real conversation and critical thought on issues driving us today. Let's bring clarity where the networks bring silence. And together, we will make trucking great again. You know, they say 140,000 truckers might struggle to understand a detour sign, make a critical decision, or call for help when an emergency arises. But here's the truth, folks. We really don't know this number. I fear it's even higher. And you know what? That's the most dangerous part of all. For every name in a database, how many more are out there? How many of them are out there unreported, untested, unprepared, rolling down that same section of interstate you and I occupy? And what's worse, so does your family. Here's where the conversation takes a really sharp turn, folks, because it's not just about a number. 140,000, 400,000, regardless, it's about the danger that the silence of the unknown creates. According to an analysis by Fusible MC Advantage of FMCSA crash data, fleets with English language violations are crashing at nearly twice the national average. That's not a fluke. That's not even bad luck, really. That's a systematic issue, barreling down the highway at 70 miles an hour. Tell me something. Do you think this is being blown out of proportion? Do you think we're really misrepresenting the problem here? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. These crashes, they aren't tied to speeding or simple lane infractions. They're not tied to drugs or alcohol. They're tied to one thing: communication. The inability to read a sign, to understand basic instructions, or even care to call for help in a crisis. Folks, when every second counts, that gap doesn't just inconvenience you. It turns a situation, which could be dangerous, into a deadly catastrophe. And that leaves us with one freight-sized question. How many more people like we just described are even out there under the radar, one bad day away from making the evening news or someone's worst nightmare? There are a lot of opinions and an even greater number of so-called experts. I've spent the better part of the last week watching a ton of them. But one thing's certain, we've got to get this right. Every mile driven with the blind spot is a mile closer to a disaster, as if 3 in Florida wasn't bad enough. Even the agencies admit it. The lack of English fluency is a safety hazard. Now that this has made national news, it's in their face. They know it. But the way it's assessed today, the way states deal with the problem, wildly inconsistent and ineffective as hell. And this needs to change. A good start with Rubio's announcement, but we need to go a step further. The solution isn't complicated. It's one I've said on this channel many times before. One road, one code, one language. You take the guesswork out, you take the danger out, and you make it simpler. Moreover, you make it safer. One universal standard enforced fairly and supported with real training. But the ironic part is, I'm not talking about the truck drivers. I'm talking about the Leos out there. I'm talking about the officials that, quite obviously, up to now, are winging it. Not just a box checked on some form. When the clock is ticking and the stakes are life or death, you need certainty. And every one of us, every first responder, every person on the front lines needs to know they've got a fighting chance. Tell me honestly, what do you think it'll take to make this change happen? I'd like to start talking about that right now in the comments below. Tell me, what do you think it'll take? I and you, solitarily, we don't have all the answers. And with that one freight-sized question about how many CDL holding drivers are out there that cannot speak English or communicate efficiently, we need answers. And after everything we've unpacked in this video today and in the recent news events since August 12th, one thing is crystal clear. When it comes to that number, we simply do not know. And that unknown is the most dangerous load you can have on the highway. You know, this video isn't about fear. It's about facts. It's about protecting you and me and making sure that we can keep America moving and that no one is left silent when the seconds matter most. You know, truckers built this nation. Truckers keep it moving. And if we want to keep trucking going indefinitely, safely, it starts with one thing. Communication that never fails when lives are on the line. If you believe in this mission and you believe in what this channel stands for, please take a moment, become a subscriber, join our membership. Your support keeps the conversation alive. Help me keep the truth alive and tell others about one road, one code. And I'll leave you with this. If silence can kill the road, what's stopping us from breaking that silence? Think about it and let me know what you think in the comments below. Till our next headlines, remember, the trucks are what make the deliveries, but you are what make the difference. Continue moving forward, keeping the faith, and keep her rolling.